I'm going to show you how to combine a couple of different images in Photoshop. The first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you choose pictures that have very similar lighting. You'll notice in all of these pictures the lighting's pretty soft. You then want to copy your images and you want to paste them into Photoshop. I'm going to go File, New, and I'm going to choose the clipboard size. The image I copied first was the background, so I'm going to go ahead and paste that with Command V. There we go. Then I'm going to go ahead and find this picture. I'm going to copy it. Go back to Photoshop, Command V to paste again. And it's a little small. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Command T. Hold down Shift. And resize the image. See, now it's a much better size. Hit Apply. And then I'm going to go to the Selection tool. It's a great tool. I'm going to go ahead and select everything I want to delete. Sometimes it'll select something it's not supposed to, so hold down the Option key, and then you get that minus sign, and then you can unselect or deselect certain parts of the image. Let's go ahead and clean this up. Just select the background. Don't select the actual person. When you do select the person, just hold down that Option key so you can get rid of it, and then hit Delete. That'll erase the background. I'm going to use the Eraser tool and then erase anything that I need to. Let's then copy this image of the Velociraptor and paste it. I'm going to hit Command T so that I can resize it slightly and rotate it. I'm going to put it up in the turret here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is a little bit tricky, but very, very useful. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in, and then I'm going to hide the dinosaur layer. And I'm going to select the background layer and use that selection tool and just copy some of the stuff that's supposed to be in front of the dinosaur. I can hold down the Option key and get rid of some of the other stuff because I only want to copy this turret, not the sky. Yep, just the turret. And I'm going to hit Command C, or I can go to the Edit menu and go to Copy. And I'm going to go to Paste. And as you can see, it actually pastes a new layer in there, just right there, see? So I'm going to take that layer and move it above the dinosaur layer. And when I move the dinosaur back, it's like that little spot is in front of him because it's above him. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on the dinosaur layer here. And let's rename the layers real quick because it's getting confusing. Just by clicking on a name, you can go ahead and rename it. So we have the extra castle piece that we've pasted in. We have the raptor and we have people. This is the castle. Let's use the eraser tool to erase his foot. And then we have a dinosaur that looks like it's in the top of the castle. Let's zoom out, and we're going to put a photo filter over this to make it look like the lighting's a little more similar. I'm going to make sure I select the top layer and then go down and add a photo filter. I'm just going to use the default orange one here. That looks just fine. And then let's add a little bit of a vignette. A vignette is basically when you darken all the edges. So I'm going to make a new layer, and then I'm going to fill it with black. I'm going to grab an eraser, make it really big using the bracket keys. Oh, let's make sure it's really soft. Here I make the hardness all the way down, and then I'm going to go ahead and just erase the middle of the image and kind of leave a little bit of the black around it just so we have that vignette effect. Now let's do one last thing just to make sure it works. Let's go ahead and select that background layer, and then I'm going to go to Filter and Blur, and let's do a Gaussian blur. Now we don't want to do a lot. I'm just going to do it a little bit, and you're going to see that it's going to blur that castle in the background just a little bit. That way, it looks like it's behind them with a camera effect. It's kind of cool. But now we have to blur the rest of it. So we're going to go ahead and select the little extra castle piece, and again we're going to do a 2.8 blur, and then we need to blur that dinosaur too because it'll make him look like he was actually back there. So filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and again we're going to hit OK. And now our image is finished. So let's go ahead and go to File and Save.